Test, test, test. What's going on? Y'all, what's going on? Let me know how we sounding. Let me know how we sounding. All right. I know it ain't 3 a.m., but looks like the volume's just starting to pick up anyways, y'all. If you haven't checked out the Sunday chart analysis yet, make sure to check out the Sunday chart analysis. All right, we got a couple setters we're looking at. Again, it's going to be a little bit of a wonky week until volume starts picking up. We're going to see how these first couple of days looking. The GU just rejected this level here. Again, like we talked about during the Sunday chart analysis, we could break below a whole 2900 as resistance. We can look for sells. And we did have a push to the upside, but like we talked about, we failed to hold that level of support. So we are in reversal territory. We're not in a downtrend yet, but we still got a little bit of work to do. But we are going to look for sales as long as we can hold these levels down here as resistance. Make sure, like the lives, y'all hop up in here, y'all. Really watching to see if we can hold these levels here as support. E15 just popped up. It's like the only thing is going to try to do something. Again, we start out the week with some, not even a small gaps, with some major gaps. So right now we're waiting to see if we're going to be holding these levels as resistance, or we're going to try to retrace those gaps and then push up to the downside. We can see here for the past few hours, especially last night, kind of chilled at this resistance level and then shot back down. We're just watching to see if we can hold these levels as resistance right here as far as GJ is concerned. Again, we're still going to be looking for sales because we are in a downtrend. and we did respect 188.70 as resistance. So at this point, we're looking for 102 to see if it's going to retest 188.70, 188.65, or to break below and hold 187.80 as resistance. We're going to be looking for continued sales going down to 187.15. What's going on, yo? What's going on? Shout out to all the new subscribers. I got some videos lined up for y'all this week. Got a new video dropping for y'all today as well. At the beginning of New York session, make sure to be on the lookout for that. Sounds good. All right, perfect. What's going on, Demetrius? I see you up in here. So right now, what I'm really watching is to see if we can hold these levels we started the week off at. Because again, we look at a lot of these charts, they really gapped. Like when we look at NAS100, like yeah, we thought it was in a downtrend. We thought it was looking for sales. That thing still gapped hard. You start the week off, right? So again, there's a lot of stuff that's happening, especially in America. So I do see price continuing to shoot down, but that doesn't mean it's going to shoot down at this moment. So that's why we're waiting to see how this today plays out, especially, and see how tomorrow looks. Because it probably going to retrace. I want to let it retrace a little bit, but I am still going to be looking for sales as far as NAS100 is concerned. All right, but I'm just really watching to see what's going to hold these levels here. Or is going to try to retrace first if I put the trigger on the sell setup. So we got GE retesting. So again, if we can hold 28.95 as resistance, we could look for sales going down to 28.35. But it's going to need to hold 28.35 as resistance for that downtrend to officially come into play. Right? We see here how it broke this little push back up. So we're going to need to break through this for the downtrend to come into play. Because right now we're still in reversal territory. The GJ rejected our level, so we're just going to let it do its thing. And then, of course, we're looking for continued buys 1-2G. And the reason I'm not looking for a buy here is because I really need this low to be held as support for the uptrend to continue. Right here at 31.45, if we can hold 31.45 support, we can look for continued buys going back up to 32.90. So that's what we're looking for right now. I also want to wait for that because if we can hold that level as support, we look for buys there. There's a higher likelihood price is going to continue to push up. It's time to try to retrace and retest some of these levels below us, right? Because again, on Friday we had that new higher high officially get made, and then we broke through this resistance level that price struggled to break the past few weeks, right? We broke through that, so we're at brand new heights. So I'm really watching to see if we're going to see a retracement or we're going to see the bullish momentum continue. Right, it's Monday, like I always talk about the Sunday chart analysis, Mondays and Tuesdays. We're really just waiting for volume to pick up. And yeah, I'm in no rush to take any setups right now. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. We'll get any charts, drop them in the chat. You 5 minutes just popped up, but you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting right now. Oh crap! Let me grab my charger before this thing die on me. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, we're back to business, y'all. I had to make sure my computer ain't die on me. We're back to business. Do I close my trades before the weekend? Well, so again, a lot of times I say this. It's situational, right? When it comes to trading, there's no simple, unless we're talking about confirmations or like if we're an uptrend, it's simple. Only looking for buys, downtrend, only looking for sells. But I got a question over the weekend, like how many pips is your average stop loss? There is no magic number, right? There is no every trade I take is going to always be 50 pips. And if it's less than 50 pips, I got to make it 50 pips. If it's more than 50 pips, I got to adjust it. That's not how it works, right? Same thing with trading. Sometimes I do hold a trade over the weekend. Did I do it this weekend? No, right? So it's literally situational. I'm never going to be like, oh, I'm going to hold a trade every weekend if my TPs didn't get hit. It's literally situational. But did I hold any trades over this weekend? No. But it's never going to be straight yes or no answer a lot of times when it comes to trading because it's situational, right? So a lot of times, like when you think about, like I like to give this example, like when it's like a test, right? You know how there's multiple choice, and a lot of people are growing up thinking, you know, it's got to be one answer for that's the only answer, right? But no, when it comes to trading, it's more like a written test where there's a bunch of different answers that can be correct. You get what I'm saying? But it's never going to be the exact same thing every single day, right? Which is why it's important to understand to read the charts and also stick to your game plan. Because there are some days I do hold my trades over the weekend, but I did not do that this weekend. A few reasons. One, I just didn't want to. I was happy with my profits. Also, because I didn't take any additional trades after additional trades going into a New York session, right? If you watched the live stream on Friday, You'll also see why I didn't hold the trades over the weekend. But there are sometimes I do, but I don't do it all the time. Looks like GU's pushing. Again, like I said, we can see here. But the downtrend is not officially going to be into play unless we go 28, 30, 35 as resistance. Right? But y'all was here at the beginning of the live. We talked about the setup. I'm just not going for the setup because it's still reversal territory. But I understand that everybody's got different rules. So if I see something, I still want to say it, but that doesn't mean I'm going to go for it. And that's why I always distinguish between reversal territories and always go over what needs to happen for the trend to play and all that good stuff. As of now, I'm mainly going to be paying attention to GP New Zealand, GBPJPY, and then gold. Right. Of course, I'm paying attention to NAS, but like I said, I'm not going to be so hasty to pull the trigger on it unless I see price break a low and start holding as resistance. I'm just going to let NAS100 do its thing for today. Yeah, good question. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Those just joined the stream. We have not entered this trade yet. This is just a trade idea. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join a free signal and free Telegram. You see on your screen last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. So I'm about to delete the comment, but if y'all check out my not my most recent Instagram post, but my second most recent, just the one where it's the dude talking about there's a little meme and I broke down the trade. So somebody tagged the actual person that makes the video, and then I go to their page, and their entire page is them making trading memes. It says index trader / student, but then it says sign up and trade with one of the best comedians. How the fuck are you a student telling people to sign up to trade? That's what I'll be talking about on the internet. I'm like, there's so many people that just be it just makes no damn sense. I just don't understand. But yeah, that comment's over here. Like, how the fuck are you? That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand the internet sometimes. But it is what it is. All right, new 15 just popped up. Again, we're looking to see if price can hold 31.45 as support. If we can hold 31.45 as support, we can see the uptrend continue. Again, if you looked at last week's Sunday chart analysis, we was talking about buys on GN. A lot of charts when that's projected from, by the way, 25% discount still going on in active. Right? I've been getting a lot of questions asking how long it's lasting. Don't worry about that. Just know it's lasting right now. Right? I stay getting asked about sales. But the for some reason why I started sale, nobody wants to get on it. They just want to ask how long it's lasting. So I can get on it the last minute. No, take advantage of the sale now, right? I was being asked what's the next sale, or I would join it too much. As soon as I drop a sale, Then the next question is, well, how is it going to last? Take advantage of hop on that now if y'all are serious, right? Because again, y'all know my sales don't last too long. My stuff's already, I don't want to say cheap, but affordable as it can be, right? But if y'all checked out last week's Sunday chart analysis, just to compare, see what we was talking about, and then look and see how price ended last week, you'll see that majority, if not all of them, as projected, right? So make sure to check out this week's Sunday chart analysis as well. Again, like I mentioned at the beginning, this one's going to be a little bit different just simply due to the aggressive gaps we have on a couple of the charts and a couple of the pairs. But like I always say, the Sunday chart analysis goes over not just what we see going on Sunday night going into Monday, but what we got going on or what I see going on throughout the entire week. All right. Again, last week was a little bit of a wonky week as well, but it's why it's important to, again, understand how to read the charts. All right. This is the most important time to be able to do that as well. Because again, not only is it one of the slower quarters, but we also got a lot of stuff going on in the world as well. So you can trade during these rough conditions. When things go back to how we usually are, it's going to be a breeze. All right, so GU ended up pushing to the downside, which is cool. I'm not really too concerned about that. But I'm still going to keep that alert there, actually. I want to see if I break this lower right. Again, this is reversal territory, but we do have bearish momentum, especially due to how price ended on Friday. Right? If you watched last week's Sunday chart, we were also talking about where we can look for sales at, but price took us to break this low, which it fell to yesterday or last night, where the downtrend really could come into play. So that's why they really pulled the trigger on it. So again, there is no news today, so it's just simply a regular Monday. Mondays and Tuesdays are slow days out the week simply just because the markets are opening up, volume is starting kicking in at the beginning of the week. So some just patiently waiting for confirmations to be met and for volume to pick up. Now we do got a few high impact news this week, but that's not till, as you can see, later on during the week, Friday, Thursday, and Wednesday. It's going to be very interesting to see how today tomorrow plays out. I'm very curious to see how today and tomorrow plays out. You can see NAS still pushing up. So we're just going to let NAS100 do its thing. All right, when it comes to trading, a lot of times people get it the wrong way. You're not necessarily trying to chase price or catch every tip. It's most important to have a game plan and wait for price to come to you to meet your ideal market conditions, right? So again, we're looking for buys on GM. We know that we can hold this level of support to see the entire high come into play, right? So that's why we're waiting for price to see if we can hold this level of support, because we see here on Friday, right, it failed to hold this level of support. This was a halt to push it upside. Didn't take this trade, by the way. This was just what we broke down on Friday. Take that setup. This is the last setup. So we can clearly see here that the price failed to hold this level of support. Then we see Sunday night, and the market's open. Volume kicked in, had a level support during a nice push. But like I always say, when we see big candlesticks, which we saw on GBPJPY, and this was just hours into markets, there's always going to be either a abnormally large candlestick like we saw on Friday, or we're going to see retracement consolidation. And even on Friday, we had retracement before we had to push up, and then we had consolidation right going into New York session, which is again why when I see videos online with people like New York session is the best session and Asia session is slow, Asia sessions when this big ass push happened, and if you would have waited till New York session, you wouldn't have caught shit on GBP New Zealand, right? So again, you can't listen to everything here on the internet, y'all. That's why I always say the markets are open, your confirmations are meant to take that setup. Ignore that BS with you talking about New York session the best session to trade. Only time that's necessarily true is if you're fucking trying to trade futures and indices, right? But even that's not the case all the time, especially when it comes to the middle of the week. But that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah, so we're just gonna pay attention to these two right now. But we got alerts on GJ, so we're just gonna keep it on GM. Right? I'll just flip back and forth so y'all can see. Because I know sometimes a lot of y'all be like, what's going on with this chart? What's going on with this chart? Again, this is why it's important to have a game plan. I know where I want to enter at. I know where I don't want to enter at. So I don't have to really stare at the charts too long, right? And I have alerts. So when price does break a level and I'm not looking at it. That noise that you always hear, and then it's going to pop up on the bottom left of the screen, and all I got to do is just switch to it, right? Well, because I understand, and like we can clearly see, they're not coming to my levels yet, my confirmations are met. There's no point in staring at these charts, so I can just focus on GBP New Zealand because this is the one closest to my ideal setup. So I'm just going to focus on this one, right? Again, we're looking to see if we can hold 31.45 as support. That's what we're looking for right now. Make sure y'all like the lives. Y'all hop up in here. Y'all subscribe. If you're not subscribed already. Shout out to the new subscribers. Y'all took it serious while I said don't waste the weekend. Y'all studied up over the weekend. I see the views went up over the weekend. Shout out to new subscribers. Make sure to check out the playlist as well. All right, because I got a few questions over the weekend under some of my comments, and I got videos going over that. All right. Make sure to check out the playlist to see what other videos we got breaking down. That's both the day trading tips as well as the trade breakdown playlist. And then I got some videos lined up for y'all this week. I also got some updates like I talk about in Sunday chart analysis for stocks and crypto. Because again, every other channel is just telling y'all I'm fear mongering. I'm about to help y'all see through all the stuff so y'all can pay attention to what's important, which is okay. I'm going to invest where are the price points I need to pay attention to. Because again, I said it again, nobody else is talking about this. Everybody's talking about shit is tanking, but they're not talking about the one thing that has not tanked yet. And Crypto Telegram, I did not forget about y'all. What I got in store for y'all, I finished up over the weekend, so y'all gonna be getting that today. All right. So if y'all remember a student, y'all not joining Crypto Telegram. Let me send that link out 1 second. Let me send that link out 1 second. Let me send that to you. Give me 1 second. All right, give folks, and nobody can say as a member of student, oh, I didn't know about this, because when I drop the shit I drop, I don't want to hear that. Right? Because if you ain't in there when I drop it, you're gonna miss out. Shit, that's all I'm gonna say. So shit. I just sent it, so there ain't. Yeah, I've been so busy over the weekend, I ain't gonna lie. I just realized I'm gonna drop the recording this week. Let me set it online for that. I gotta drop Friday's live recording to the channel as well. I've been so busy over the weekend. All right, cool. Right. But again, you hear everybody talking about shit tanking, but nobody's talking about the one thing that has not been tanking, which is gold. Right? I talk about this on Friday's live. I don't understand money, the history of money. I highly recommend sitting down and looking up the history of money. All right. How and why the gold standard got removed. Okay. Again, people talking about the recession. That's most likely going to happen, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. The people that are freaking out are people that aren't prepared or refuse to getting prepared. I literally spent like an hour arguing with people on the internet yesterday. Everybody was freaking out about all this shit tanking, and I made a post about it. Of course, TikTok didn't want to push it out because TikTok only wants to push out things if you're shaking your hips or you're pushing drama. So So of course they don't want me. They don't want to push that post out. It's still literally got 0 views. And I dropped it last night, which is crazy. They don't want me to push that. But Instagram got pushed out a little bit. But like everybody's talking about, oh, he's making all this stuff cheap just so him and his rich friends can buy it all up. And I'm like, yeah, they're getting a special discount on these stocks and crypto, and we're getting some high premium on these cryptos and stocks. It's like, no, there's the same price for everybody. And if you see or understand that that's what he's doing, why not take advantage of it as well? Like I post about it all the time, right? There's two types of people in this world: winners and losers, right? Victims and victors, right? And a lot of times people don't want solutions; they just want to cry about shit. I literally told people, I was like, you can buy it too. They're like, oh well, not everybody can buy this shit. I'm like, brother, what are you doing in this comment section? You just want somebody to say, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I'm giving you a solution, but then you want to complain about, oh, well, not everybody can buy it. Oh, you know how much stuff's going on in the world. I'm like, are you part of the shit that's going on in the world, or can you buy the crypto or not, right? Sometimes a lot of people just want to complain about shit, and you gotta block that noise out and focus on what's important. Because I guarantee you, especially the next year or two, when things start to go back up, and when crypto and Web3 really starts to take over, it's going to be the same shit that happened last year, Q4. It's going to go from, oh, the rich get richer, and oh, this is a scam, and oh, we're doing this and doing that too, just like how it was last year. Oh, is it still good to buy? Is it still good to buy? Right, when Bitcoin was about to hit 100K, there was no longer all that, oh, this is a scam, or this is just a quick scheme. Then everybody, the mom was in the comments, when's the best time to buy? Is it still going to go up? I just bought some. But then when things are on discount, for some reason, motherfuckers just want to cry and complain. The way people think don't make any sense, y'all. Don't make any sense, right? Same shit that happened COVID, same shit that happened in 2008. So that potentially happen, right? Because again, if you don't understand about crypto and Web3, that's just taking over, right? That's just about to take over. It's already taking over. But again, they just got to slowly ease people into it. But like if y'all's in the Fridays live, you'll see that things have already been put onto blockchains on the crypto side for years now, and people don't know about it. We just broke this lower here. Let's see what this next 15 looks like. But again, members and students, if y'all interested in that crypto stuff, I highly recommend you join that link because I'm going to be dropping something. If you're not in that channel, I'm just going to miss it. E15 just popped up. A lot of people are like that. That's why I'm like, yes, a lot of shit happened in the past that got a lot of people into certain situations. Yep, that's cool. Cool. That happened, right? But right here, right now, there's an opportunity. And instead of jumping on the opportunity, people just want to complain about it. Then once the opportunity's passed, guess what? They're going to complain about it some more. So again, you can't save everybody. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And that's why on this side, with the playmakers, I be preaching this every day because I'm going to be getting on this opportunity. I want to make sure everybody else gets on this opportunity because again, they did what they did on purpose. Because again, what do most people do? Most people do not look at the fucking charts. All they do is follow the news. Like I know y'all seen it. You know how many posts, even these quote trade. That's why this should be killing me. That's why like I'm starting to like not really attack them, but like I'm starting to call motherfuckers out because I'm just tired of this shit. Like I said, that post where that dude took that trade or whatever. That I did this with that trade. I did a video over. Someone tagged the person, and they over here are trying to teach you how to trade. Talk about joining the best trade community, but literally in their bio it says student. How the fuck are you a student trying to teach other students? That doesn't make any fucking sense, right? But again, when you look at all this stock shit, what do you see? You just see a bunch of people complaining about tariffs, Or you see a bunch of people like even traders on charts. Oh my god, NAS just dropped another 6%. I'm like, do we not see that we're in a downtrend? Isn't that how downtrends work? So it's like it's just a lot of just dumb shit happening on the internet right now. But it's the reason why all that dumb shit is getting pushed because, like I said, those that know what's happening are taking advantage, and those that don't, they're gonna be real upset in the next year or two because they didn't jump on these opportunities. You know, there's a reason why they hyped up and did that shit last year with crypto. Because just like we talked about before, back in 2021, 2022, when Bitcoin first hit 60K, 65K, it's going to be the same exact shit, right? Once it broke all-time highs, they can't hide that shit hit all-time highs, right? But again, that's when everybody wants to jump in on it. Easy videos, easy to get pushed to viral. Oh my God, just hit all-time highs, and everybody wants to get in on it. And of course, if you buy at the all-time highs, you're going to be climbing retracement. So then nobody DCA, they put all their savings into it in one position, so their average price is shit. And the price retraces, they're freaking out because, again, they're not reading the charts, they don't understand what's going on. All they see is, oh, down another 3%, oh, 30th day down, blah, blah, blah. That's why a lot of people are fucked up there. Right? I'm telling you right now, you're going to want to have some crypto. You're going to want to have some gold. Don't sleep on these stocks either. Don't sleep on these stocks either. All this stuff going down, I'm telling you, y'all are upset with yourselves in the next year or two. You guys do not have any crypto or gold. So again, we're just waiting to see. We're gonna hold this little bit of support here. We see the retest going on. Again, in no rush. Simply waiting for my confirmations. Chatting it up with y'all. Jay the Chef. Jay the Chef. I haven't seen your name before. Is this your first time in here, Jay the Chef? Let me know. Let me know if it's your first time in here. Blind leading the blind. That's how they like it. That's how they like it. That's how they like it. Again, you're always in my TikTok live. There's a reason why my shit always be getting flagged, suspended. Those that don't know, those that have been following me for a while, y'all know I'm on my 5th TikTok account. Right? And again, I don't be flashing money like all these other people. I don't be showing profits. I just be teaching. I'm on my 5th TikTok account because I keep on getting suspended and disabled for actually teaching motherfuckers. Because again, they want the blind to lead the blind. Or at least people to lead the blind. That ain't gonna help the blind. That's what they want as well. Come on, Jay the Chef. I know you heard me. Is your first time in here, Jay? Don't do that. Don't ask a question. Don't respond when I ask you one. Don't do that. Yeah, but I'm not going to be too far surprised if this week we see a lot of ring around the rosy take place as well, which again is why it's important to. I've talked about this in a video I dropped. Like, I think let me drop in the chat because I don't remember. It was the second or third most recent, so I'm just going to drop it in the chat. And it's crazy. I'm like, it's like, you know, this is why I be shouting y'all out to be watching this shit because this is one of the most important videos, but it has not got any views. So make sure to watch that video, y'all. Because this is the important information. I would say none of my other videos are important, but this is the real important shit right here. So make sure to watch this video, y'all, after the live stream. Oh shit, I just fucked up. But yeah, that video is very important to what I'm talking about right now, right? Because again, especially in conditions like this, if you're a new trader and you don't got someone that's actually what the talking about teaching you, it's going to be way more stressful trying to trade in these conditions, right? But again, this is why it's also important, or even more so important, to understand how to read the charts and stick to the playbook, right? Because again, a lot of times when a stop loss gets hit, people assume, oh, that means I'm wrong, right? When you understand how to read the charts, you understand a lot of times it's not because you're wrong, right? Especially when you follow the playbook. I say it all the time. Anytime I take a trade and my stop loss gets hit, I'm never thinking I'm wrong. Now, that doesn't mean everybody watching that's going to be the case. The reason why that's the case for me is because again, I know I didn't break my rule, and I know I stuck to the playbook. So I know if I take a setup and stop loss get hit, it's not because I'm wrong. It's either because there's a lack of volume or I got caught in a reversal. And for those that are confused about what I'm saying, that if there's a lack of volume, I ain't got shit to do with that, right? If I got caught in a reversal, I ain't got shit to do with that, right? Because before that reversal took place, this was the direction the flow of price was heading, right? So again, like I always say, you do not control the markets. There's only three things you control. You control when you enter a trade, you control when you exit a trade, and you control how much you risk per trade, right? That's why I stress so much why it's so important to read the chart. To this day, I still get questions. What indicator you use? I don't use any indicators. I read the charts. What y'all see on the screen, I promise you on my other screen, I don't got shit hidden that y'all can't see. What's on my other screen is fucking the string up, right? And my trading accounts, right? Everything I break down is what I do. I promise you, everything I break down is what I do. Now, of course, I can go a little bit deeper, like as far as entry, stop loss, all that shit. I go all that behind the scenes, right? But everything I tell y'all I do, I'm looking for, right? That's why Jay the Chef, I was asking him, this is his first time, but I guess he got shy when I called him out. But you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not here to pick on people. I'm here to try to help you out, right? Because again, choose my words very carefully. So he was asking, am I looking for buys? What did I say? I said, if we can hold this level as support, then we can look for buys. Again, I'm not a breakout trader. So we're watching price in real time, see if we hold this level as support. You know what I'm saying? You teaching anyone understand? Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately. And I don't know. Like I'm fun in person, but like when I come like on my trading pages, you know, I straight business. I'm here to teach and get y'all right. But in real life, you know what I'm saying? I'm real fun. You know what I'm saying? I'm the life of the party. But trading my business. That's why I be locked in because it's serious. Because again, I'm trading. I gotta lock in because again, like I always say, if I'm gonna put my hard-earned money on the line, I need to make sure that I got everything that I can going in my favor, in my direction. Right. And I used to do that when I was first trying to trade, right? Like try to goof off or, you know, be distracted doing other things. But when you're first starting, you gotta literally, at least for me, like because again, I'm the type where in school and shit, I didn't have to pay attention like that. I could just do whatever. Like I never studied. I could literally just listen in class, never take notes or study, and still pass the shit. But when it came to trading, I can't do that because again, something like it's a completely different thing. Like I'd be watching videos, then the end credits pops or the ad pops up at the end of the video, and I'll blink and I'll be like, I don't even know what the fuck I just watched. Let me rewind and play it again. It was at the point where I'd be watching videos like 5 different times until I finally understood it. So that's what I was talking about. Like when it comes to trading, you gotta You got to force yourself to really learn. So you got to really lock in, because again, it's something brand new. And it's also habits you got to build, or there's habits you discover about yourself that aren't good. You know what I'm saying? Like now, obviously, I can like multitask and shit, but I still like to, before at least when I'm looking for a setup, be super locked in. So, you know, after, you know, like I'm at some profit is already running, you know, I can chill out and shit. Bet I'm gonna check it out. All right, yeah, definitely check it out, y'all. If you don't know what Boy D talking about, some of this video right here dropped last week. When are you gonna show my FX book? I don't have my FX book, so there's nothing to show. I don't have one. And that's what I think it is, where like I put my account information and my profits public. I don't do that because again, I don't know where y'all were born and raised at. I'm from the South, and you don't flex your profits. And also, even if I wasn't from the South, I am from the real world. I'm not. I'm a '90s baby, but I wasn't born and raised on the internet. I was born in that sweet spot where I lived life in childhood before the internet became the internet. And normal people don't go online and they make every single fucking day. That's why a lot of y'all be getting finessed and scammed, thinking these motherfuckers know shit. Because just think about it. Think about all these trading platforms. Like I said, like the post I just made, they tagged the person. None of his videos are teaching you shit. They're literally all memes. He got hella likes, hella followers. He literally got student in his bio. And then the next thing under that is come join the best trading community. You got all these people online not teaching y'all shit, just showing profits, whether they're real or not. And then y'all think that means they know something. Where's all this old scammer? Where's all this old scammer shit coming from? Oh, just another course seller. Oh, you're the method. Where's all that shit coming from? From all these motherfuckers that show shit but aren't showing shit. So it's just crazy when I can literally give free call outs every single day that's fucking accurate. I can give free game in every single fucking video that's going to teach you how to trade. But a lot of people will just ignore that because I'm not showing y'all my fucking personal profits. That makes zero sense. But other people can not teach you a damn thing and just show a screenshot of a demo account. Y'all eat that shit up and then pay them thousands of dollars to hopefully teach you how they made that. When in reality, you're not going to make what the fuck I make or what they make unless we risk the same amount or we have the same account size, which again is another reason why I don't show my stuff. Again, the main reason is because I'm a normal person. I don't put my fucking information out there like that. That's fucking stupid. If you really think about it, if these people are really making that money, that's fucking stupid. Because then you can't do what you need to do on the back end when it comes to taxes. Then everybody and mama is going to be looking at you different. Like when people know you got money, they treat you different. Right? People don't even know I got money, but they know I got money and they treat me different. Right? So there's that. And then two, let's say I made 10K last week. Do you got 10K in your pocket from me making 10K last week? No, you don't. That's why people be over leveraging and thinking trading is a get rich quick scheme, because there's all these videos of people supposedly making X amount of dollars. So when you come trade with your $500 account, you're not happy with your $20 win, even though it's a good amount for your account size. So that's why people end up over leveraging, right? This is why I flex my students' results. And most importantly, I flex my win rate and how many pips what a risk to reward is. Because we can all take the same trade right now, but we're going to make different amounts. But if we all take the same trade, we're all going to catch the same amount of pips. We're all going to have the same restoration setup, which is what's important, right? So then y'all gotta take a break off the internet and walk around for a little bit outside, look to your left, look to your right, and realize that motherfuckers are not doing that shit. Motherfuckers are not doing that shit in real life. Right, like I said, I don't know where some of y'all was raised, but when I'm raised, you don't do that shit. It's the dumbest, that's the dumb shit. That's how you get set up. You get everybody around you that you don't need around you. No, that shit just craziness to me. It's just crazy how some people think. And again, this is why we don't break out trade and we wait for retest confirmations, right? Because again, if we took that trade just because price broke that level, we've been unnecessary drawdown and our risk of our stop loss getting hit. When all we had to do was just patience. This is why I always say I'm in no rush, because when you understand how price works, there is no rush. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think y'all realize I ain't doing this YouTube shit to be famous or to make 50K a month off your motherfuckers. Because if that was the case, I could be like everybody else and charge $1,000 for some bullshit. I do this because I'm bored. I want to be with other people that are kind of like minded, also help people. I do this because when I figure this shit out, I try to tell people I knew in real life about this shit. They did not care at all. Now some care, but even those that care, as soon as I'm like, okay, I'll teach you. As soon as I start trying to teach them, they don't want to learn shit. So I started this YouTube shit to help people that was like me that was trying to learn some shit, but everybody that actually you think knows some shit want to charge $3,000-$5,000 for some bullshit, or people aren't wanting to really teach you shit. So I figured this shit out the hard way by myself. And I realized how simple it is. I started to show other people. Right, I'm not doing this to make bread off your motherfuckers. But at the same time, I'm not about to waste my fucking time. Right, so if y'all want to learn some shit, you don't have to pay me personally, but that's why I do so much shit for free. Like again, look at my YouTube channel, look at the live stream, look through the Telegram. Nobody's doing this shit for free. All this shit, nobody's doing this shit for free. I literally since 2022 I've been giving free plays out and free education. Right, like, I'm not doing this shit to make an extra $50,000 a month off that motherfucker. Like, y'all on the wrong channel. Y'all think that's what this is over here. Right? It's called a playbook for a reason. So again, if y'all actually trying to learn how to trade, you're on the right channel in the right space. But if you're just here because you want to get some dopamine or watching somebody account go from 0 to 5K in quote unquote 20 minutes, you're on the wrong page. You better go find somebody else. There's a bunch of coaches like that. If you want to get some dopamine hit or somebody else making money but not teaching you how to make money, you got to go somewhere else for that shit. I've got an alert. All right, let's see if we can hold this right here. Again, if GN can hold 31.45 as support, we're going to be looking for buys coming back up to 32.20. Let's push up right here. Let's see if we can hold this. GJ's pushing back down. Let's see if we can hold this. So we got a couple setups we're looking at. NAS is pushing back down as well. Looks like the market is trying to pick up a little bit. Let's see these levels here. So we're watching GJ and GNet right now. If GJ can hold 187.85 as resistance, we're going to be looking for sales going back down to 187.10. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. Looking at any charts, drop them in the chat. Those just joined the stream. We have not entered this trade yet. This is just a trade idea. Make sure to hit that first link in the description and join the free signal through Telegram. Again, got a new video dropping for y'all at the beginning of New York session today. Make sure you have y'all's notice on to be on the lookout for that, as well as catch up to the videos I dropped last week and last month. All playlists are up to date. All playlists are up to date. Crypto's getting even cheaper too. I fucking love it. I fucking love it. Let's go back to GN. Yeah, that's a nice push right there. New 5 minute just popped up. Yeah, I like this here. And right there. I want to see if we can hold right here. So yeah, I'm paying close attention. I'm quiet because I'm watching GJ and GN right now. I'm also writing some trade ideas up because, as we know, the markets are like, hold up, what are you trying to type a signal? Let's pull a chair out and give him a chance so his members can hop in this with him. So give me 1 second, y'all. As we know, the markets do not care about us. That's also why I go live, because sometimes shit happens quick. It happened a couple times last week. All right. Like how this is looking, we're gonna keep it right here. We can close right here. I want to see what the next 15 and 5 looks like. See if we can solidify this thing held as support. I do like how this is looking right here. Not lie. Not lie. All right. Let me catch up to the chat, see what y'all got going on up in here. A bit of my account join VIP of it. Earning while freelance. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you mind if I show them, bro? What you showed me on Friday? You mind if I show them what you showed me on Friday? Obviously, I'm gonna block your shit out. But just to show them, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you let me know if you're cool with that. If not, it's all good. I ain't tripping. Right? I got a lot of, that's why I don't be posting a lot of receipts, because sometimes I get a hell of people that send me shit just casually, but you know. sometimes people like show people this. Other times it was just just casual conversations and shit. But then if y'all go into the free zone for Telegram, first link in the description, go to where it says subscribers. You scroll down to photos, over 1,500 photos, 3 years worth of receipts. All right, that's why I don't really be posting receipts because they're all here. That's why we're trying to go on the free zone for Telegram. Everybody be like, oh, you can't do this, can't do that. I'm like, just go into the Telegram. Everything's in the Telegram. But Dean here is actual proof. Like I said, I don't see if he scored, but like what he did over the last week, he went crazy last week. He went crazy last week. He might be what I used to do. T4 and T5 days. He went crazy last week. I can't even lie. But what you did, that's why I always stress go with the flow of price. Because imagine you were trying to scalp or try to do these liquidity grabs, you would not have been able to scale and flip your account the way you did. Right? I always preach trend is your friend and go with the flow of price. Because if you wasn't going with the flow of price, you might have still been able to do that, but it would have been a lot more stressful because you would have been having to get in, get out, but you was able to scale and ride that wave down because you was going with the wave. Again, that's why we wait for the retest confirmation, waiting to see if it can hold. Because let's say we took this trade, it's not like anything would happen anyways. Right? But versus when it holds the level of support, we know that there's a higher likelihood of a move happening. All right, so again, that's why there's no rush. If we try to rush setups, you're either going to be in drawdown for 3 hours, and then that's just going to stress you out even more, especially with moderate charts, or you'll just lose a lot more trades that were unnecessary to be honest. But even right here, which is nasty work right there. Right, that's just the reason why I always be talking. I want to wait to see if it can close and hold this level. So we got a new 15 about to pop up. We're going to see what this has support right here. We're going to be on for a little bit longer. We also got that GJ pushing down. So we got a couple setups coming into play. Right? GU's going nice as well. So y'all did take that GU setup. Y'all should be eating nicely. Obviously, y'all know I didn't take it though. But new 15 about to pop up. Let's see how these two play out. Let's see how these two play out. I want to see this retest still. I'm quiet and focusing right now because now we're at pay attention real quick and focus. Because I'm very picky with my entries and my setups in general. I like how that's looking. Looks like this shit's about to fucking rip. Looks like GJ is about to rip. GN is still kind of struggling. Still looking for buys strictly on GN as of now, though. I'm not really paying attention to it because it just broke the higher high, so I'm like, I'm ready. Oh. Just as I was saying, it might be about to do what I'm looking for. Hold on. Let me go ahead and type this stuff out. Those who join the stream, we have not entered this trade yet. That might change in a second, though. We have not entered this trade yet. That might change in a second. Again, we're looking at possible GA sells and GN buys right now. I'm going to catch you to the chat in a second. Just got to focus right now. Now I'm paying attention to that price reacting to my levels to determine if I want to pull the trigger on this or not. Again, there is no high impact news today, so it's simple just waiting for volume and confirmations to be met. And another thing, the reason why I'm really being picky with the setups because again, it already did a big move to start off and it retraced, which is also why I wanted to see how price would react to it. Make sure it respects all that support. But I do like how these two are looking right here. Yeah, I like how this is looking. Yeah, GN looks like something right around the rosy, so I'm not trip about them too much. No, it's not the time for my other screen to be bugging out. I'm trying to look at both of these at the same time. DJ solution. DJ right here. Now, why would trading be trolling like that? Yeah, I don't think so. GN just needs some work to do. And this is a perfect example what I mean by, that shit ready, just gonna rip. But it still got some work to do. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we can any charts, drop them in the chat. Let it catch up to the chat right now. Just knocking out a couple things on my end that I need to do. Got these trade ideas and signals. All right, cool. Yeah, so GU and GJ are ripping. GN is the only one that we're looking at that has not done anything yet. Again, it's very, very, very simple. It's following the flow of price. All right. Now, again, like I said, GU, we're still in reversal territory. But if we can hold this level as resistance, we're definitely going to be in a downtrend again. All right. So we got it going up in here. Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna mark all that shit out. Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna show that in a second. Let me catch you to the chat. Please talk me through your setups. Enjoy watching today. So if you go to my day trading tips playlist, I walk you through step by step the whole process, right? The whole step by step. Why I went for a buy. I do the whole top down analysis. Then I break down where I went for the buy or sell at, confirmations, all that good shit. So you check out my trade breakdown list and do all of that. All that stuff. I appreciate that. But yeah, so I don't know if you did, but if you just go to my onto the same channel, you go to playlist, you go to trade breakdowns. There's like 90 videos of different buy and sell setups, and I break down literally from start to finish. The trend, confirmations, bias, and I go down to the time frame. I really break it down, start to finish. Let me drop. Now you got a specific question about like when we took something like that. It was just like walking through a trade breakdown. I got a bunch of videos or walking through a setup. I got a bunch of videos. I just draw 1 to 2 trade breakdowns a week. Let me find my most recent one. Then I dropped this one. I dropped this one last week as well. This video. I dropped this next one. I dropped a couple in the chat. Yeah, but I drove at least one trade breakdown a week. And again, like every trade situational, but it's still the same shit every trade I look for. Again, very, very, very simple. First thing you got to do is identify the trend on the bigger time frame. That way you know what direction price is heading overall. So if you know what direction price is heading overall, that's going to give you a higher likelihood of when you do take a setup, the trade going your way and in your favor, right? Just like with GU and GJ. Why was I saying sells? Because again, I identified the trend and the flow of price on the bigger time frame. We clearly see here that we had a reversal take place on Friday, just like how I knew it was still bullish last week, which is why price on Wednesday and Thursday made a higher high. But damn, I thought I was gonna go without pulling the book out. But we gotta pull the book out. We gotta pull the book out. Shout out to those that got the playbook too, by the way. You know, we got some new people that popped that over the weekend. But again, we're pulling the playbook out, right? All right, so what does it say? All right. Rejection and reversals happen, but a reversal doesn't always mean the trend is going to change. It says as long as price doesn't turn the support level into a resistance and or make a lower low, we're still in the uptrend, still only looking for buys. So price broke this level. So we see here that we didn't have rejection and we never had a lower low here. So then price broke the higher high, but it failed to turn this resistance level into support on Friday, which brought us back into this reversal territory. So now this support level is being held as resistance, which is why I said we can see sells here. But this is the reversal territory unless we can hold this next level as resistance, which is why I didn't pull the trigger on it, which is also why you saw initially price keep rejecting this level, right? That's why, again, I'm looking for sell here. Because we hold this level here, we're definitely in a downtrend. That's why I also said when the live started, I had this idea here to show y'all that we can't see sells here. But again, I am picking with my setup, right? I'm not going to go for every setup. It doesn't mean understand how the charts work. I can't see doing something, and that doesn't mean that I'm going to go for every single setup, right? So that's why I broke down that setup. So boom, that was an easy setup. I also broke this down in Sunday chart analysis before we went live. So when you took this trade, you'd be making bread right now, right? So same thing with GJ. Now I'm personally waiting for a retest on this, but sometimes price doesn't retest and rips through, but it retests a lot more than not. So that's why I put trade on that one particularly. But this is also why I like to wait for retest confirmation. It's not every time price is just going to break through, right? You have a higher likelihood of trade not only going your way, but going farther if you wait for a retest confirmation, right? And you can clearly see perfect examples of that here. Imagine if we didn't wait for a retest confirmation, would have took a loss, right? And we see how our volume picked up, it blew through that level, right? But we can also see here that volume broke through that level, but it didn't go all the way to the next zone until what? The retest, right? Same thing here. Price didn't continue to push up until we retest, right? So that's why I don't really care about the small moves or missing a pick or candlestick, because I know if we could see a retest, we'll have a higher likelihood of not going my way, but the move being a lot bigger and smoother as well, right? But again, I still, because I understand the charts where I still can see things doing some things. But as a trader, you don't have to go for everything. What else we got in here? Like back in the day, I used to jump at everything, but now I kind of got different goals with trading, right? Because I make a decent amount of money. So like back in the day, I was super hungry, and I was starting from nothing. So I was growing small accounts, and I was really trying to grind to get to the account size I wanted. Also, I was grinding for payouts and shit like that. But now, I'm comfortable. I'm chilling. I make a good amount. weekly, monthly trading. So now I don't got to go for every setup. I can now be, picky. I'm not hungry no more. I just eat when I'm hungry and go for the best setups that I see. You know what I'm saying? Right. And again, that's why I like the Telegram, because you go into Telegram, there's proof of me saying that. Again, it's not me just making shit up. So all you gotta do is click right here, and you bring us back into 2022, and you can see that this is the day. I usually take fucking a bunch of fucking trades every single day. All right, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I took 7 trades this one day. And this is not bullshit. If y'all was here back in the day, y'all know damn well that I used to do this crazy shit every day. Like I used to, every setup I saw, I used to call that shit or tape that shit. Right? Like again, this is another reason I did it. I rarely, if y'all was here back in the day, y'all know I used to literally take, right? Again, like this is from 2022. There ain't no making this shit up. There's no edit. It's literally data time documented. So I already had that feed and everything. So now I'm just going for the highest probability, highest quality setups. But again, that doesn't mean I can't see certain moves still, right? Like again, look at this. This is the day I literally used to do this shit. Like I was trying to tweet all day, every single session, all day, every day, no life mode. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Literally took 8 trades that day. That's not even. This is not bullshit. So I had to chill out because again, like I said, when they're done that again, I can change. We've been catching these big boy moves, right? We've been catching these big boy moves. I can change with the date. So I kind of wore out of that phase. So now I'm just chilling now, to be honest. I'm just chilling. But like we really do this shit. Then like let's show you some shit that y'all never hear me utter, or you haven't heard me utter if y'all just found me this year. You never heard me say Euro USD in a long ass time. I haven't said Euro USD or look Euro USD since probably like 2023, right? Euro AUD, y'all have not heard me say this shit. This shit back in the day, Jer 30. I ain't ever heard me utter that unless y'all hear back in the day, right? So when people be like, "Oh, show that," I'm like, "Go to Telegram. You see everything you need to see in the Telegram. 3 years worth of receipts, wins, losses, all that shit." Yep, that's been rejected. Which again is why I was waiting to see if we hold that level. But it's that simple. If prices meet your confirmations, you just slide it over and go look at another chart. So now I'm at this retest and retrace it enough. I like what I see. I'm gonna jump into GJ. But it's literally that simple, y'all. Have a game plan, wait for your confirmation. Your confirmations aren't met. You simply just wait for them to be met, or look at another chart that meets your confirmations. It's literally that simple. And again, this is why I don't breakout trade, because again, I'm not trying to go for. Well, sometimes when you breakout trade, it goes your way. I'm going over what mostly happens when I go or don't go against these rules. Again, let's just look here. Breakout, stop loss hit. Breakout, stop loss hit. That's 2. Breakout, stop loss hit. That's 3. Not including all these candlesticks. I'm just including the moves to the upside. We're counting candlesticks breaking out. That's way more than 3. But we're just gonna keep it simple because I don't feel like counting all that. Right? Breakout. Oh, that's 4. Breakout. That's 5. Right? Breakout retest. Oh, look at that. Breakout. Oh, that's 6. Breakout. Oh, that's 7. Oh, look at that. Right? So again, yes, sometimes when you break out trade, it'll go your way, but just clearly looking here, we see it only would have went our way in our favor. I don't even see it going our way in our favor. So this is why I don't really care. This is why I stick to the rules, because I'm going for high probability, high quality setups. Not concerned with missing a pick or 2. I used to, but like I said, I got that out of my system. So now I got to see if this retest still holds. And so we're going to happen on this. It's going to retrace a little bit more and retest that level. We're going to see I'm going to hop in on that and pull the trigger. Shout out to everybody in the live too. Appreciate y'all tuning in with me. We got a little bit of a later live. We're usually not live around this time, but we started late. Mainly because the charts weren't doing shit. Also, just having some technical difficulties. Might go live on TikTok today. Check my schedule. I'll let y'all know, of course, if we do on TikTok. But again, as far as today goes, there is no high impact news, so we're simply just waiting for volume and our confirmations to be met. All right, y'all. Let me cut you to this chat, see what we got going on. Yeah, GG just dropped. Yep. What's my entry confirmation? Again, I use my words very specifically. I never waste words. So you're going to start, it's going to start clicking now that I'm putting it out. But again, listen to the words I use. So like I said, my confirmations are just like you'll hear me say during these lives or the Sunday chart analysis, like we just broke down earlier. So I'll probably answer your question, or I'm still going to answer it. I don't break out trade. I like to wait for retest confirmations. So if I'm looking for buys, I like to see price not just break the level I want to look for a buy at, but hold as support, right? If I'm looking for sells, I just don't want to see price break the level I look for sells at. I want to see if it can hold as resistance, right? So that's why I say if it can break and hold, that's what I'm looking for, to see if it can break and hold. Right, so I enter buys off support, sells off resistance. So now I'm just going to see price break the level. I'm going to see it break, retest, and hold as support. Again, another example on another chart. For a breakout trade, we took a loss. Breakout trade, we took a loss. We took a loss. We took a loss. We took 5 losses here for no reason. And all we had to do was wait for a retest, break and retest. You see the moves up. Right, so this is why, again, I don't care about this or a small move. I know when I stick to these rules, I'm gonna have a high likelihood of the move I'm going for, not only going that direction, but sometimes exceeding and surpassing that direction. And then look here, breakout. Here, I say that. So I say if it can hold. I say every word I choose is very specific. Here's another example of what would happen if we broke out. Like say loss. Again, sometimes it doesn't apply, but I'm not going for that sometimes. We also got to think of what's the percentage of that sometimes, right? Yeah, pay attention to DJ. Did a little bit of retracing. I didn't retrace as high as I wanted it to. Yeah, I always say don't let winners turn to losers. Just keep an eye on your chart. Because depending on the volume, price either going to blow through a level or it's always going to retest to see if it's ready to actually make that move. Just like right here, blew through this level, it didn't break here, so I retested, tried to hold as resistance, which brought us back to here. So now at this point, it's either going to retest and hold, or it's just going to blow through because it already broke through this level already and show that this is some resistance to it. I do like how this is looking right here. Not live. Just wanted to retrace a little bit more though. You guys got any questions? Drop them in the chat. I'm looking at any charts. Drop them in the chat. We're gonna be on for a little bit longer. And then golden now is probably gonna be like that until the session. Yeah, so Jan didn't make my confirmations, so I'm just gonna wait for it to come back to these levels. I might bring this down here. Like I said, it's in the chart now, so they can't hold 23.35 as support. It's mostly going to try to retrace and retest some of these levels down here. Still not going to go for sales on it because they're bullish, but the price is going to retrace and we'll let it retrace. So we're going to pay attention to GJ now. And again, even though we would have took this sell, it's right back where it was at. So again, this is why, again, I'm not so concerned about candlesticks pips because it's literally right back where we left off. So unless y'all would have wicked up secured profits, we'd be right back at break even or slightly on drawdown. So again, this is why, you know, y'all seeing it now, right? You can see, literally see how this retest. So this is exactly why I don't be too concerned or stressed about candlesticks. You know what I'm saying? I just focus on the playbook, game plan, the bigger picture. See what I'm saying? Because literally it's right back to retest to see if we can hold this as resistance. You see? And that's also why I say don't chase trades. Because if you would have chased that trade, it would have went right back to the entry you would have wanted it to be at. Right? You see what I'm saying? So now we're about to see if it's going to retest or if it's going to hold and try to push back down. Yeah, you got to grind. But you know that's why over the weekend I said, you know, you got to reward yourself too, because especially what you did. In fact, let me show real quick. Let me just make sure this shit's marked out. Like my boy went crazy. Let me just make sure all your shit is blocked out. Crazy over the weekend. Just double checking real quick, make sure everything's blocked out. I'm about to block shit out that don't need to be blocked out. Just doing the safe side. I think everything is good. Alright, we're good. I just want to make sure we show. Now we're about to see if we can hold this level as resistance. And we can hold this level as resistance, and we're going to look for styles, right? So again, this goes right back to what I was talking about. Why, you know, chase every candlestick. I'm not concerned about every candlestick. I'm just concerned about my confirmation, right? So we're right back where we left off. So now is the real thing we're looking for to see if it's going to hold this level. Like a GN, right? So all we're going to do is just bring our buy setup down here because we're still looking for buys in the uptrend. We're just going to bring our setup down some. And we're about to see if we can hold this level as resistance. And then we're about to slide this over. All right, but this is where Demetrius did last week. And again, I asked. You'll see I asked because I didn't want to just like make up a lie and be like, yeah, he amended, he bought my course and he did this off my course, buy my course. I literally asked him, as you're gonna see, like, is this all free shit or you bought one of my shit? Right? It was like, shout out to the playbook. We're hell married. Send a screenshot. It's a good shit, fam. Make sure it's good. He said, I'm living proof the playbook works even if you only have $4 to leverage. My cash out and reach out. So we're going crazy. I said, is this off watching my YouTube videos? He's like, all for free. So just by attending the live streams and watching the YouTube videos, he understood the basics of following the flow of price and key levels to get in and get out at. And again, he was trading US30 mini. He only had $3-4 in the account, and he grew it. Now again, I'm not showing you this to be like, look, you can flip accounts easily. No, but he only had $4 in the account, so it's not like he had a $200 account and was doing this. That would be a little bit riskier if you just have $4 in the account. So it's like he's either going to lose $4 or he's going to make a bag off. Right? And that's why I was talking about going with the floor of price, because for all the scalpers or the liquidity sweep motherfuckers, you wouldn't be able to scale this many positions and see this, right? So again, that's what he started off with. He's up 200 plus bucks just by following the flow of price and riding that bearish momentum instead of trying to beat price to the reversal or all that other shit you see on the internet, right? So again, I'm telling y'all, like, this shit works if you just stick to the playbook. Shit works if you just stick to the playbook, y'all. And again, I already asked, y'all saw it. That's just him from attending the live streams. I see him all the time and watching the YouTube videos. You know, that's why I tell y'all, like, I ain't hiding shit. Only thing that I'm not breaking down in the video is step by step how to mark off my key price notes, or step by step how I figure out my SLs and all that shit. Everything I talk about on the trade breakdown, that's literally what I do. Everything you see me talking about in these live streams is literally what I do. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's why I wait for the retest, because like I just broke down, even if we would have took that sell, we're right where we left off. And this is the important part, because depending on how price reacts here, we're either going to see price push back down or we're going to see another reversal and price try to fill that gap up. You see what I'm saying? Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, if my mic acts up, let me know. But it's literally not the mic. It's the streaming. It's the Wi-Fi and the streaming. Right? Let me see how we sound right now. I sound good right now, though. But if I ever act up, just let me know. But it's literally not the mic. I went through 4 different mics because I thought it was the mic. The same mic I used, the Sunday chart analysis, the same mic I used on my YouTube videos, same mic I used for the one-on-one sessions, same mic I used to make the course. It's the same mic. It literally only sounds like this when I live stream. And I think that's the mix of the shitty internet, because like I said, I'm not in the city. I don't like being in the city too much, but living in the city. So the downside of that is sometimes the Wi-Fi is trash, but it's literally only when I live stream that it acts like this. It's also because I have 2 monitors, and sometimes I look at my other monitor, it sounds like I'm far away. If I ever sound staticky or muffled, just tell me in the chat and I'll fix it. But it's not the mic, it's just when I live stream, the shit acts. But if I ever sound muffled or staticky, just let me know or say you can't hear me. And I got no issue adjusting that, speaking up, and repeating myself. Right? So now we got this retest, which is what we wanted to see, right? So this is what we wanted to see. So this is when we consider jumping in on this bad boy. If it can hold us resistance right here. Yeah, but if I ever sound muffled or some shit, let me know. So also don't be screaming. I'll be trying to talk to folks like I would in person. But yeah, so that's no issue. I got you. OGs know, especially when I first started live streaming, like the first 2 months, I was like, yo, why? What is going on with the mic? I don't know why it's acting up. I was asking for recommendations. I was on Google, trying to Google shit like, why is my mic acting up? And then, yeah, I'm just like, fuck. But we're almost done here anyways, though. So then, all right, cool. Again, y'all, make sure to hit that first link in the description to the free signal, free Telegram. You see your screen how we did last month and last quarter. Make sure to check out the Sunday chart analysis as well. And again, Q2 sell is active. Everything is 25% off. One-on-one sessions, advanced consumer, monthly, yearly, and lifetime. The playbook course, and as well as the technical analysis and fundamentals playbook. And if y'all click that link, do the technical and fund analysis playbook and check, you'll see that I have other books dropped on there as well. I'm just not right now. I just don't feel like, to be honest, promoting all that shit because I just don't feel like doing it. I ain't gonna lie. But make sure to check out the other books on there. I might talk about them later on, but I just don't feel like promoting shit. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But I got other books on there as well. I'll probably talk about later on. But that's just the main one I'm talking and pushing because all the other shit is cool and important. But like I always say, if you don't understand how to read the charts, all the other shit does not matter, right? You have the best strategy in the world, you have the best mindset in the world, you have the best discipline in the world. But if you don't know how to or understand how to read the charts, none of that shit fucking matters. It also goes the same way. You can have the best strategy in the world, you can know how to read the charts, but if you don't got the discipline or the game plan, you're still going to struggle, which is why I made the other playbooks, right? But the charts, I'm always going to say you want to learn and get down first, always. The charts, the charts, the charts. So again, y'all, we do got a major gap on NAS and GBPJPY, but we see here that all last night price failed to really fill that gap up and respected 188.70 as a resistance. So as long as we can hold these two levels, 188.70 and 187.85 as a resistance, we're going to be looking for continuous sales. I'm not worrying about that gap until midweek or when the news events pop off. But still understand at some point that gap is going to have to be filled. But we are still bearish, and this is what was needed anyways for the downtrend to continue. But you can also see that, yes, we're in the downtrend, we have bearish momentum, but we don't really see the lower highs yet. We just saw a big reversal to the downside of both major levels. That's important. Which is why last night I was letting price really retrace, and also why I was really picky and patient to see if price could retest and hold this level due to all that stuff. That's also why I'm watching NAS, but I'm not really in a rush or focusing on NAS because I'd like to see NAS retrace some before I take a sell set and push back down here before I take a sell set up personally. And that's just me though. But shout out to everybody in the live. G is going absolutely crazy. G is going absolutely crazy. But shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody that's been alive since the beginning. Shout out to everybody that's been alive since y'all joined. Make sure to hit that free signal, free signal, free Telegram. I'm interested in learning how to identify these levels, signal service, and mentorship programs. Make sure to hit these links in the description. And again, you watch the last 2.5 minutes of my video. I go over all the details, right? I might answer most questions, but to make both our lives easier, that's why I talk about all the details in the video. Every now and then I get someone out and if you did it, you'll be fine. I'm not tripping. Right? I don't watch the YouTube videos I watch either, so I'm not tripping. I don't do it in person. It's making an announcement. I get hundreds of messages a week, so it's just what I do on my end to make my life easier, right? But again, on your questions every now and then, what comes with this? How do I learn this? How do I learn that? Watch the last 2.5 minutes. I'll give you all the details. Again, want extra information or further details, you can get on Instagram, TikTok, or Telegram. I respond to messages. I respond to some right now, matter of fact. Again, I got a new video dropping for y'all today. We're going to be work sessions, which you can look out for that. And we'll be back at the same time tomorrow. Session 3 and EST.